Connection. In the halfway house with lowered eyes, he tells the lady in charge he's one of the lucky ones to be alive. He keeps recalling the rooftop deep in Iraq where shells tore apart the soldier on his left, the soldier on his right. That night he lost the will to fight, thought only of suicide. The lady in charge hugs him with all her maternal might, and he holds on tight with what seems like an eternity, and she is pleased, and so is he. Blind Rosie. I was hungry, down and out in the Northeast, sitting in the pews of the Church of the Nazarene, attending Jews for Jesus for the first time. I couldn't wait for the Christian part of the service to end. When the minister rebuked a fellow in the first row, "Keep awake, I would if you'd be more interesting," which drew chuckles from the first to last row. Finally, thank you, Jesus, the Christian part of the service ended. And then Blind Rosie, accompanied by a klezmer fiddler, came on stage. She leaned forward, caressing the keys in a slow and slight tease, looked out at the congregation without seeing, and smiled, lifted her chubby fingers, struck the piano keys, and I forgot my troubles. Sat back and foot stomped, listening to the meanest chords of gospel boogie Jerry Lee Lewis and Little Richard would have been proud to call their own. And the fiddler strutted about and fiddled with Yiddish feeling, inspiring lots of hope. And then it was time for raucous applause, and the fiddler gestured to the stairs for the feast down below. Lone survivor. To pass the time until he falls asleep in a Chinatown alley near the Ping Yun housing project of his childhood, he writes a poem in his head of a live grenade and the man long ago dead. He gives the poem shape and texture until it's almost tangible and burns and bites like his wounds did. But he doesn't know if the writing will help. It's the 7th anniversary of a single mother's sudden death of a coronary. A week before, he, an only child, got back from Iraq. He folds his hands to remember, offers a Buddhist prayer for his mother's soul, then feels weary, even a tremor, and rubs his eyes, doubting if he'll ever be whole. Oh, gee. Down on 8th Street. Both of them have long white hair and hip pain. She is as tall as he. They limp along Market Street mile after mile, hand in hand in the rain. Both of them so quiet on their way to the ferry landing for a bay ride to Tiburon, their treat of the week. Nothing has happened to their application for housing. It's always the same old song, wait till next year, but they still keep the faith. On 8th Street, they each drop 4 quarters in a white-haired lady's outstretched cup, and he even tips his Giants cap to her, which elicits a smile from her and a rattle of the cup. Thank you.